Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. But the music's back on, so
Are you able to hear me now? A little bit. All right, tell me, can you hear me now?
yes,
Yes.
How you doing?
I am doing great.
Okay, I'm trying to record you on here at the
All right, tell me if that's better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay. All right, so away with the headphones. How's everybody doing? Let me change you guys around a little bit. Hold
Oh, my baby looks cute with her ponytails. Look at her.
on. Yes. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm
I'm
doing
doing good.
Yes, I've been telling my fiance about you, about your books, and we're gonna
good.
talk more about them books. But I'm about to order one as soon as after school start back on Wednesday. I'm ordering your books. But before we get started, Miss Erica, first of all, is your name Erica or China?
Erica is my legal name. China is my pen name. That is what I go as when I write books. And
There
then
you
it's Coach Erica when I'm coaching. So yes, Erica is the government name.
there you go. Is China like your alter ego?
Yes, it is.
There
Actually,
you-
it's always when this is crazy. I used to be a dancer, and I'm not talking about a regular
Ooh,
dancer. Okay, so my
I
name
feel
was
you.
kind of thick when I was a dancer. So when I first started writing, my name was Erica Kane. I took Erica and added Kane because that's my mom named me after Erica Kane. I was her favorite character from the General Hospital.
Oh
So she
wow.
yeah, so she named me Erica. So when I became a writer in the beginning, I was Erica Kane. But as
Wow.
the years go by, I dropped that name and I just picked up China because again, I had already been known as China anyway. So I said, let me just go ahead and just China, put it back on rotation.
Ooh, well, yeah, we all got them arts egos. Trust me, I definitely do. But we're gonna go into this. I want before we get started, I want you to tell the people who you are, where you from, how they can follow you, and what we're
Okay.
presenting today.
Okay, great. Everyone, thank you for joining. I am China T, Arthur China T, also Coach Erica, also just Erica in real life. And with me today, I have my main character, Kira Johnson here, who's playing a lead in
Hey,
my movie.
Kimla.
Um, So I'm an author. I write books, and I just converted over to become an executive producer. So I'm turning one of my books that's based on true events into a movie, and I'm very excited about that. I initially started writing back in when I was in grade school. Got my first publishing deal in 2015. So you can learn all of the information on my website. I am ericathomas.com. You'll be able to go there and see all the different things that I'm capable of doing, from the executive producing to all of the books that I've written, and so much more, as well as all the appearances that I'm going to have for the remainder of this year going into next year.
Awesome. Now, the name of the film is it Excommunication or is it Love? Is it Love Gone Wrong?
The book is called Excommunication Love Gone Wrong. The movie is Excommunication the Movies, but it's still Excommunication Love Gone Wrong because I have to differentiate between the book and the movie. They're
Awesome.
similar stories, but you already know when you're converting a book into a movie, it's a lot of stuff that I had to literally turn 200 and something pages into a 90-minute movie. And it's literally
Oh,
1 minute per page in the script. So 270 pages dubbed down to about 90 to 100 pages. So that's why I say Excommunication Love Gone Wrong, the book, and Excommunication Love Gone Wrong, the movie.
awesome. Awesome. I'm excited. Like I told you, it have a history of that. For me, family as well. My mother experienced domestic violence. I've been in domestic violence. You know, relationships when you're younger and you jump in a relationship too young, it's
Yeah.
always some type of combative something. So we've all experienced it. I don't know about everybody, but the people who have experienced it, we're gonna really respect your movie and your books that you're writing. Like one of your books popped up on Amazon. Now it did not charge me. Is that supposed to do that?
No, if you got Kindle Unlimited, yeah, it won't charge you.
Oh, okay, okay, I do got Kindle. I
Yeah.
said, oh, I was trying to buy it, but yeah, I
Yeah.
see this communication the book. I seen a bunch of them that I want to talk to you about. But before we get to that, I want to jump into these questions. Starting off with, what does Excommunication the movie mean to you, and how did it come about? I know you already told me, but tell me.
Okay. So excommunication came about when, because for one, the first and most important thing, I am a graduate of HBCU, Florida A&M. Okay, so I'm always privy to HBCU graduates, HBCU things, anything that surrounds them. When I found out
Mhm.
about the story in 2015, it really touched my heart because I'm like, dang, those girls wasn't even from Florida. I'm not
Mm,
saying if they were from Florida would have made it better, but their parents sent them to college, and now they'll never get to come home. And so that right there kind of pulled the string for me for all young girls and just women in general. When our parents do release us into the world, and sometimes we don't come home, it is a lot for people to deal with around us. So I
mhm.
sat down, I want to write a story that's based on the events of how they got murdered, and based on some things involving that the fact that the HBCU, because it was at Bethune-Cookman, and the fact and how they murdered them, how he murdered them, and also how he killed himself. So those are the true facts that are included into the book. And everything else is a fiction story built around it, because with all individuals no longer been alive, you cannot
Right.
get consent for a movie without all individuals present to say yay or nay. So I definitely had to build a fiction story around some of those events that I did find in the movie. But that is how it came about. I'm just bringing light to the situation and the domestic violence, which is a big issue for women of color, Black women for one, but women entirely. We just got to learn how to have better communication in our relationships, and learn how to accept rejection, because a lot of times a lot of this stuff,
Right.
somebody been rejected. And Akira, when she came and did her role and she did her thing at the screen test, was perfect for her to be able to play this role, because with her compared to my main character, it you can be able to see, if you saw him, if he was here, you would be able to see, and especially when they did their screen test, you'll be able to see how much passion they're bringing to the role. So I'm very excited about her to see her, excuse me, play the main lead in my movie, and to be
That's
able to
awesome.
in. What does it mean to you, Kira, for X? What does this movie mean to you?
Yes.
I believe that this is going to be a very important movie to showcase, to show everybody at the HBCUs, because a lot of females have been like getting domestic violence by their boyfriends or
Mhm.
men that didn't treat them well.
Mhm.
And I know I haven't been in that situation,
There
but
you go.
I have
There
seen
you
like
go.
movies like that I really enjoy watching. So I think this is really gonna be a good production. I can't wait.
That is awesome. How old are you, Kira?
I'm 21.
You're 21. Is this your first movie?
Yes, it is.
That's awesome. How did you like? How did you prepare for this role? What role are you playing? Are you playing the actual girl?
Yes, I'm playing the lead role,
Oh
Brielle.
wow. So what did you have to do to get prepared for this role?
Okay, so to get prepared for the role, I had to go look at some movies about like domestic violence so I can see like how I would play into Brielle. I also
Mm.
had to look into like listening to the audio book so
Mhm.
I
Right.
can feel for the character how Bree would react in certain situations. And the audio book really helped me a lot.
I'm
Yes,
also
I'm sure that did.
I'm also bringing in somebody who survived domestic violence. She's going to be able to have a private conversation with her, so she could be able to get the real side of it. Because
Mm.
as someone like I've experienced it when I was 16 when a guy tried to slap me. Okay, but my family is an attack family, so it was an immediate attack, and I'm sure that young man probably never hit another woman again in his life. But he didn't leave my yard without understanding what he wasn't going to do to my mama child.
There you
He
go.
got that day. But so I don't the in depth of it and how people feel. This literally took a lot for me to write that book, for me to have to learn more, because I literally had to tap into a space that I've never, like Kira, have not been in myself. So I do have somebody who's going to come and speak with Akira for her to be able to tell her survivor story and tell, how she felt, so that Akira can better bring that to her role as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I would love to come on set and watch.
If you are here in Atlanta, then yes, you can. You are able to come
Yes,
on.
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, great. So yes, when we get off this, I'll send you some information of some days that you can come on set. That would be great. And since you said that you're also a survivor as well,
Yes.
right, I would like for Kira to be able to talk to you in private on the set. So before she get into these scenes, because a lot of the scenes are gonna need to require some emotion that she's gonna have to tap into. That she's need to learn how to do that, and it'll be great if she can talk to you as well. So that'll be actually awesome.
Yeah, because you know what, Akira, I was dealing with my domestic violence situation in high school. And, around that time, we're real secretive. We don't want to tell our friends. We definitely don't want to tell our parents. It's embarrassing. So I really went through the whole thing, like really just covering it up. And I was a tomboy. So it was really him trying to show that he's more masculine, that he's the man. I was known for fighting. I was pretty, but I was known for fighting, and a lot of guys liked me, so that kind of made him more insecure. But I didn't see that until like 2 years into us dating. Wow. And that's when he kind of like locked in and was like, okay, I got her. So my stuff was really me hiding, and I had to really get over it and heal from it on my own without telling anyone. So we need people like you.
Yeah, big up to you. And that's exactly where Brielle is coming in at in this movie. She's hiding it. She's keeping it a secret. She's embarrassed. She doesn't know how to tell anybody. But also because Trayvon is her first boyfriend, so she really doesn't know what it's supposed to look like. So she's gonna tolerate it until it's just too late.
There you go. All right, so let's go into another question. So, are your films going to be solely around domestic violence, or are you going to have a mixture of films, like it's bring into reality?
I'm a mixture person. So basically, listen. I can come up with all type of stories. I got the vampire script already. Right. We got to add some more to the vampire story. So no, it's not about all domestic violence, but what you will find, and I am sorry, but no, matter of fact, I'm not sorry. What you will find is I write urban contemporary books, and all of my characters are Black.
I see, sneaky link.
There are urban stories with urban flair and urban.
I love it.
But it is in contemporary settings. We are lawyers. We are this. We are
there
that.
You go.
Because we don't have to be in the hood, get all that mess. We can go in other parts of America and take our mess.
I hate the Lifetime movies that try to make it like the Black people are in the poor neighborhoods. And it's always surrounded around that instead of having us being like the regular Lifetime movies,
Right. We're gonna be the regular with me, because we taking all that stuff into regular corporate America, 6-figure, 7-figure careers.
There you go, baby.
Stay in the hood. We definitely ain't coming from no poverty. I ain't doing that. So
there you go. So how do someone apply to be in one of your films?
Okay, so this time, when I first initially started, I used, what is it called, Kira? Is it Backstage?
Yes, Backstage.
Okay. That's how I got Kira. Backstage. I went there, posted it there. Remember, this is my first movie, so a lot of this stuff I'm learning as I go, but I got it now for the next production. So I use Backstage. I also use casting groups on Facebook and on other networks. I actually went live on TikTok a couple of times. So I had people come from all different areas. They submitted their video auditions first. When they got their line, they submitted their video auditions. And those who did stellar video auditions were invited to the in-person screen test. If you were invited to the screen test, you pretty much got the role. My cast didn't know. They just thought that they was just getting invited to come really audition, but they don't know they auditioned on tape. The only people who had to really audition for their spot was Kira and the other girl, and then I had two of my my male best friend characters. But other than that, everybody had their role, whether they knew it or not.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, like I told you, I'm also a victim of rape as well. And I wanted to tell my story. I've been writing a book since I was 16.
Okay.
I didn't transfer it from the flash drive to the iPhone to all kind of stuff. And it's a real, if you listen to my podcast, at the beginning of my podcast, I kind of tell a little bit about it.
Okay.
You know, and I open up about it, but I've never really been able to speak about it.
What's holding you back?
It's just had like the counts. It was just swept under the rug. I was moving.
Okay.
You know, so it was like, and then nobody there knew. So it was like me having to just get over it and just grow up. You know, that I became a mother soon. You know, I didn't care about sex. I didn't, you know, I didn't have any healing. So I've been trying to write it out as I grow up, you know, and I'm realizing I'm still that 13-year-old child. I'm just in the grown up body, you know, so it does eventually needs to come out without, you know, I need to be able to talk about it without crying or without being so emotional behind it because I've overcame it.
Okay, so I will recommend my 31 Days to Internal Satisfaction. That's probably the book you saw come across Amazon. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But 31 Days to Internal Satisfaction. And the reason why I recommend that for healing is because for one, the very first day in that 31 day, because it's going to require you to take a month out of your life to sit down and heal. Like you got to be serious. You got to make journal entries every day. The very first day, though, it makes you go back into everything that you went through and find that one event that changed your life. For you, that's that rape. You got to go sit in it. I got to make you go back there and sit in it because I need you to, I got to heal you from that point. So that's what 31 Days of Internal Satisfaction does. It takes you back to the one event that changed everything. If that was that rape, then from there, I have to heal you from that point because you realize every decision you made in your life from the time you got raped up until now is because of that rape. Everything that you did was because of that rape. You was not trying to go back there. You don't even realize how subconsciously you have everything that you've done from that moment forward was to make sure that you never had to happen again. And so that's why it's going to require you to go deep into your healing. I got to go back to that event. You got to sit in that event, talk about that event, tell us about that event and cry about that event. Because after that, you got to apologize to yourself because you was not at fault for that. And see, one thing I do know that people don't do in healing is they never apologize to themselves. Why? Because you're still looking for somebody else to apologize to you. Then people don't care. They don't care that they hurt you. They don't even know how they hurt you. They don't even know how it affected your life. But you know how it affected your life. So the only relationship that should be the most important to you in your life is the one with yourself. Because if you are not good to yourself, who else gonna do it? Who else gonna be good to you? And how you gonna be able to transpose that over to your children if you haven't learned how to be good to yourself and love yourself despite that? You see what I'm saying? So that's what 31 days of internal satisfaction will do. It's gonna sit down for 31 days. You're going to cry. It's going to go deep.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
You're gonna see exactly where I was going with that book, and because you gotta rebuild yourself from the core.
What is it called? 31 days.
31 Days to Internal Satisfaction.
I gotta get that.
And that is on Amazon. I think it's available on as the ebook. But the journal, the hard book, is where you're gonna be able to, it's gonna be better because you're gonna be able to make your journal entries in there and do all the activities in the book. So just keep that in.
Carol, you're gonna have me out here crying. Let's go to the next question. I need to be able. I'm 33 years old, girl, and I've been only working in human service. I've been working with rape victims. Like I work with all these people. I went to college for human service just so I can help people. You know, because I work with all these people, and I've been able to talk a little bit, but I realized that I've never have told people my story.
Right. Yeah,
I just covered it up because their stories are like 10 times worse than mine. And I've just covered it up over the years.
And so you think now you've made it normal. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're saying, my story ain't compared to theirs. I'm gonna just sweep mine on the rug. And see, what you did was invalidate your experience, and therefore further helps you not heal. Because you just invalidated your experience to rape versus somebody else because theirs was a little bit serious and went a lot more deep. But you don't realize yours did a lot of damage to you. So we can't invalidate what happened to you. We actually have to confront it and heal from it because you were not at fault.
Thank you.
Don't make me go into the culture. I'm trying to be the author right here. I'm just trying to be the writer right in this moment. If you make me go into culture, I will take you there because that is what I do. Okay?
I need it though. As a child, I was like, fuck it, I can get over. You know, as I get older, and my daughter is a teenager now, and I'm getting older and realizing in order for us to heal, we have to forgive, and we don't have to forget, but you definitely have to heal.
Yeah, you have to, and
It
you
is
because
a weight, like it is on my shoulder. It does weigh me down for
and that's
certain
because you're, and
situations.
I can guarantee whether you want to admit it to me or not, you're still blaming yourself.
I mean, yeah, I did. I've always blamed myself because I begged to go out that night.
And
Even though I
see,
was
but
a teenager, it wasn't my fault. I felt like I begged for that to happen because I wasn't supposed to be out there.
and
You
you
know,
stuck
and I
in your
just
healing.
held that on. But as I get older, I'm realizing it's not my fault.
Yeah, you stuck in your healing because of that. That's why I said the very first thing you got to do in healing is apologize to yourself. But you cannot apologize to yourself till you point out what happened. You got to point it out first. Then you apologize to yourself. You don't accept the apology right away. It's going to take some time because you got to heal yourself to accept the apology. Imagine the person who just raped you coming to you and after it was done apologizing to you. You're not going to accept that because you're still mad at them, right?
He sent me a friend request on Facebook. That's how I
That's what
kind
I'm
of
saying.
got
So you
back
wouldn't accept
into
that
my.
because you're still mad at that. So what you have to do is you have to apologize to yourself and give it time and then accept your apology when you're ready. But when you're ready, be serious about it. That means we don't cry about it no more. It happened. I can talk about it, but it don't make me emotional more because I survived it.
Mm.
That's where it's gonna get to, okay.
All right, we're gonna go back into these questions.
Yeah.
Enough about me. We'll have a whole psychology session for real.
Hi, YMOB music group. We see you say, hey. I see you up
Hey,
there.
broski, that's my broski. He make beats for any. If you need him to make a beat for one of your movies or make an intro, that's the man for you.
Well, we actually got music submissions. There is a fee. We are accepting music submissions for the soundtrack. That's for everybody who wants to have their music feature on the
You
soundtrack.
hear that, bro?
Name listed on the credits in the movie. We only have one song thus far. So we definitely are trying to fill up our soundtrack, and we need all submissions by the August 15th for
Oh,
those who are going to be
definitely.
on the soundtrack, and then for those who have a family member who they lost to domestic violence or any survivors. If you would like your name to be mentioned in the credit list in the movie, there's a submission for you to do that on the website as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's go back into these questions. So,
Okay.
what would you say is the most difficult creating this film or films like this, period?
Who? Let's ask Kira because
I
she can answer that question. Kira, can you tell them my most difficult part about this? I think that she's gonna hit it on the head. Then I'm gonna say it.
I'll say the most difficult part is communication.
Thank you.
Yes, always.
Listen,
Yes.
we are adults, okay?
Mhm.
I feel like when I'm talking directly at them, I feel like I'm talking to them like they're kids, and I don't like that because we all
Mhm.
adults. I don't like that. But we know in a movie production, whether it's for me, whether it's for Tyler Perry, whether it's for whoever else, communication is very important because when you are on a set of any film, you have to embody whatever character you're playing. But if there is an emergency going on in your life and you cannot communicate that, then how are you going to embody anything? Because now
Exactly.
you inundated with whatever's going on back there, and it takes you away from what's going on up here. And so without communication, I can't help you. We can't find a resolution. We can't do a workaround. So that's been the biggest setback in trying to get to day one of filming is the communication aspect. That has been the biggest.
Well, I can understand that. We all understand that communication is the key.
Yes.
Trust me. It ain't gonna get open if you ain't got that key.
Exactly.
All right, what would you say is the best part?
My cast, I kid you not, man. I already love these people now. They like friends for real, right? Like I can
Right.
go, I can go to them when I'm frustrated and write something in our group chat, and then I might not come back to it, but come back to the little loud, and they so supportive. Like it's been some days, boy. I just want to say F this boy and say, oh y'all, I'm done. Like get them all that. But then I think about letting them down because
I
they
know.
believe in it so much that I don't. And I'm telling you, my cast is carrying me because boy, it'd be some days, boy. You know how you when you get close to the goal, it's like anything that can't happen will happen. That's what
Mhm.
we're going through right now. Okay. The closer we get to filming day, anything that can't upset me seem to be upsetting me. And sometimes I be want to take it out on them. Then I realize no, because they actually bringing me joy because they listen,
Right.
they letting me be able to release this on them and they still understanding that for me. So I definitely
Exactly.
appreciate that.
Exactly. That's awesome. Well, where did you get the name Excommunication from? And what is your favorite part in the film?
Okay, so my favorite part in the film is actually when the girls get to college because in that role it literally reminded me when I first went to FAMU. And it so Kira, so
Shout
what
out
y'all reading
to
about
you.
the convocation and all of that stuff is really how I felt my very first day at FAMU, trying to being able to for the first time being around all these black people in the same place. Like it's
Mm,
different because I'm from Miami. So of course, yeah, but when you go to a place and it's nothing but us, it was like a different experience. So the beginning of the first part of my story when the girls are walking into the convocation and all that, that's literally me between
right,
the both of them going to that event when I first got to FAMU. So my favorite
right.
part of the film is just them, the girls being girls in college. That is it. Like partying, connecting, having fun. Like that is the
The
best part
fun
about it.
parts of
Yes,
it.
yes. The connection between my two main characters, the best friends, and how they navigate their life in college. That's like the most enjoyable part about it. And then it is Brielle dancing because I am a dancer. So of course I was gonna make my main character be a dancer. So I cannot wait to her solo performance. I cannot see her solo. So that right there, and that's like my motivation right now because I cannot wait. She put on this little cute outfit to do her solo. I'm so excited about that. So
Are
excited.
you excited?
Are you excited, Kira?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's my favorite part too, the
Yes,
dancing.
yes.
Oh
I'm so
well, I can't wait to see it.
yes. I
Now,
got it. I can't wait. I'm so excited about that part.
I forgot to ask, what platforms is the movie going to be on?
Okay, so this is how we're gonna start it. Our
Okay.
plan is this to go on an HBCU college tour first. I want
Mm,
to make a screening with a seminar because there's a message. It's the domestic violence. We got to be able to talk to the young women because some of them are coming out of high school how you was and coming into college and they're hiding these things. So we want to be able to talk to them, show the movie, then answer questions following the movie. Every time we do this, I know that every last one of my cast members may not be able to go with me, but if I could have my main two,
I will. You definitely gotta let me know because
okay,
I go.
great.
If it's in Atlanta, I
Yeah,
go.
because you can speak from the a surviving victors of a victor, yeah, surviving victor's point. But if I can have both my main characters there, so they can speak on how they're gonna be able to embody these characters and what they felt like, that'd be great. But yeah, we want to start with the HBCU college tour. We want to do
That's
a couple other
awesome.
private screenings in domestic violence organizations and things of that nature, and then we want to shop it around to a network. We don't want to necessarily do that in the beginning because the message is so profound that we want to take it into the community and get it on campuses first.
Right. That's awesome. Because it's more of a bigger
Yeah,
message. It's not just a
yeah,
movie. It's actually you're actually feeding the people something that, like I said, people like me was scared to talk
okay,
about.
yeah. So that's
You
the
know.
whole idea. We definitely want to get it into a platform and get it on the seminar and get it on the stage and be able to let those girls who are afraid to say something probably be able to finally speak up and ask a question or say something like "Help! I need help."
Right. Because
Yeah,
with me, it wasn't that I was afraid. It was that it wasn't the norm.
yeah.
It wasn't talked about. And then if it was, like back then, we took it as a joke.
Right. And
Like
see,
my friends,
see how
anyway.
that is us trying to ask for help, but nobody really realizing we asking for help because we really don't know how to ask for
Yeah.
nobody.
'Cause if they don't see the black eye, or if they don't see the busted lip, because we're not gonna just come out and say, "Hey, look at this." At least that wasn't the type of person I was. If they don't see that type of stuff, it's just you telling them something that happened.
Right.
Fear of
So
it. So I definitely understand. So, how far would you say you want to go in this film industry?
um I want to do what Tyler Perry did. I'm not gonna even lie to you. He started off putting his money, investing all of his money into screenplays with
Mhm.
screenwrites, okay? And then he took it to turning those screenplays into movies. And then
Mhm.
he took it to one step further by going straight to the box office. And now he's owner of the half owner, whatever, of BET.
Yeah,
So
a lot of respect for Tyler.
right, if I can't get all the way to his level in terms of owning BET, I definitely want to go ahead and take the path to get there because it is an admirable path. Okay, he came from literally homelessness, putting all his money to stuff to
Mhm.
where he is right now, and I really admire that.
Yeah, I think he's a great individual to watch and see, to see where to start from and how to come up in this industry. He's definitely somebody to follow because he's not a follower.
Yeah.
He is for real. Okay, so what would you tell someone who's wanting to get in this business like you, and how would you suggest they start?
um, you need a story that got a plot that makes sense that people want to listen to. Let me start there. I hear people say all the time they want to write a book. I want to write a book. I
Mhm.
want to do a movie. But then when I tell them to tell me what the book about, tell me what the movie about, nobody can really verbalize they plot. You got to understand, we're in the industry right now that if it's even if it sound good or look bad, if it has a message or a great plot, people are going to watch it. Tubi is an example of that. Okay,
Mhm.
it's some bad produced movies, but a lot of them have
Yeah.
purposes. They have and we like them. Okay, but they're just bad productions. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's not so much as a production. It's more so what is your story going to give people? Are they going to laugh? Are they going to cry? Are they supposed to learn something? What do you want to do? When you can put a handle on that, sit down and say, okay, today I want to write this book, face for instance, for you. I want to go ahead and write my tell all about what happened to me in my life. Okay. What you want to start doing is writing your book, right? Go as far as you can. Then stop. Take a few days off, go back to read it. You got to read it with fresh eyes so that you can see if it sounds like it's making sense. Because if it don't sound like it's flowing, then that means you just jibber jab writing. You just want to get something off your chest. You want to write. So write it as much as you can. Stop, take a few days, go back to it, reread it again with fresh eyes to see if it makes sense. Okay. Then start taking snippets of it, snippets, small, one paragraph, really good paragraphs, post them to your social media accounts and put to be continued. You want people to react to that and say, what the rest of it? When this comes
Mhm.
out, you want them to react because that means if they do that, that means you got you something. If you got you something that's getting ignored, and they don't like it, then that means this one the idea. Don't do this idea right now. You got to further develop it. Don't mean don't kill it, but further
Right.
develop it and put it on hold right now and go to something else. So that's how I say sit down and write. Go back in, fresh eyes, read it. Whether you're doing a screen, where you're going straight to a screenplay or to a book. Sit down and write as much as you can. Stop, take a few days off, go back with fresh eyes. Make sure it makes sense to you. Continue to write it and build it out. Then start putting snippets on social media to get your followers, friends, and followers reaction. And if it's good, then let's go ahead and make sure you got great visuals. One thing you got to do is have great visuals. People are not going to be attracted to what their eye can't see. Okay, so a great book can be behind a bad book cover, and guess what? That great book won't be read. Okay, a great movie can be behind a bad movie poster and it won't be seen. Okay. And then it could be a bad movie behind a great movie poster and people hate it, but it was still seen. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's very important that people understand that visuals will bring people to you.
All right. Okay. So before we get out of here, what motivates you to keep going as a this industry?
Um,
I know.
I think what motivates me I think my biggest motivator honestly has been my character, my reader reviews.
Mm.
Like I love my reader reviews. Like even if they 3 stars or whatever, you gotta understand readers come from reading different stuff. My books are definitely gonna be different because especially if you somebody who used to reading street stuff, you're not gonna get that in my books, but you might think, dang man, it's a lot of drama, but it ain't moving how I want to move. So you might give it 3 stars, and that's fine. I still want your review though, because all I want to let you know is I might not appease you because I don't write like that, but I mean, at least you gave it a review. I love my reviews, so that's what actually motivates me to know how you feel about my book, so I can move forward and say if I want to do it again or what do I need to change over here.
There you go. As long as they viewing.
Yeah,
they see. I stopped looking at the likes and all that. I only look at views.
yeah,
Look
that's it.
and if they're commenting, hey,
Thank you.
what
But
it
for the
is.
time being, the views will carry it. That's all we need. The views bring money.
There you go. All
Mhm.
right, you guys, you heard it tonight from Erica Thomas or Miss China. Go get her book. Please tell the people where to get your book on where is it at?
Okay, it's on Amazon, all ebook platforms, Barnes and Noble, all of that. So you can find Excommunication on all ebook platforms. But again,
There
if
you
you're
go.
on Amazon, because everybody loves Amazon, go ahead and Amazon, get it on Amazon. I prefer you head over to the Google Play Store. Like Kira said, listen to the audio book. Because a lot of times people don't have time to sit around and maybe read a book, but you can listen to the story as you're
Mhm.
moving. Okay. So you're going to get the same thing in your audio books. You can head over to the Google Play Store, put in China Tea. You're going to see my books in audio books, and you're going to see them available in ebooks as well over there. All of my hard copies are available on my website, iamerica.thomas.com, and you can be able to order your hard copy. You'll get a signed copy from me in the mail.
Awesome. Well, Miss Erica, I thank you and Kira for coming on here, talking with us, letting the people know about your movie and your books and all the awesome things you're doing. I can't wait to get invited to your set. I would eventually like to be in one of your movies
Uh,
and
and
eventually help me get out there and speak my truth as
that
well,
is
you know?
coming soon. So we will speak greatness into the universe.
Yes, because I did hear that it says you help people heal from traumatic situations. And I was like, look at God. He just sent this lady to me. She
I
don't know
know, right?
what I'm going through.
Yeah,
Like, and
I'm
it just
definitely
came out like that from traumatic situations. I said, look at
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm an advocate for healing because you can't move to the place you want to move in your life if you got a bunch of baggage. You can't.
There you
It's
go.
gonna hold you down. So only reason why I'm here talking to y'all today because I had to go through my own healing. So every
Mhm.
time I look at these little petty scars that kind of rippled up from when I try to commit suicide, it reminds me from where I came from. Okay, so that's why I'm here to be able to do and be able to be motivated every day.
And I just want to tell you that you do not look like what you've been through.
Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
in the name of Jesus, amen, baby. Keep on pushing, keep being positive, keep being a beautiful person. And
Thank
I
you.
thank you both for coming on this show and telling us about your movie, telling us about yourself. And we look forward to seeing more of you.
Thank
But
you for
until
having us.
thank
Thank
you guys. I appreciate you so much. And guess what, everybody? All of my normal followers who've been following me for a year now, this lady actually went on the website and booked her interview.
yeah.
She actually went on there without messaging me and saying, "Hey, do
Yeah.
I have to do this? Do I have to do that?" No, she read everything was common sense and she did what she's supposed to do. And we didn't even know each other.
Because one thing I'm not gonna do is if I gotta talk to you to book it, and I ain't booking it. I want to be able to book it without talking to whoever. I will read. I'm a reader. I will read everything that you put.
Yes.
I will get what I need to get from that, and I will book. If I gotta talk to you to do this, it's gonna be dead. Because
I
listen,
appreciate
Kira, I'm a great communicator, but do I want to communicate? Do I want to communicate?
you. I know.
Okay, so I'm a
I
great.
know.
But if I don't have to talk to you, if I could do it on my own, then that's probably gonna go a lot further. If I could do it on my
There you
own.
go, baby. Well, you and Kira have a blessed night. We can't wait for that film to come out in October. You guys stay. So how can we stay? And how can we follow the movie to see when it's going to come out? Just follow your pages.
Yeah, excommunicationthemovie.com. The website is going to have all the updates. And when it's time for the screenings, all the tickets will be sold there. You have your Facebook, Excommunication the Movie, Instagram, Excommunication the Movie, Twitter, Excommunication the Movie, and TikTok, Excommunication the Movie. So everything is
Everywhere.
across the board.
She
Okay.
got promo, honey.
Same
And
across the
she
board.
busy, honey. Well, thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you for coming on. Until we go live in person, guys, soon.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
look forward to it.
Okay. Thank you so much. And we will
Thank you.
be looking for you to come into set to be able to speak to Kira. That will really help.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Okay.
All
You
right,
have a
and
blessed.
sorry for keeping you overtime.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Peace out, you guys. Take
Bye.
care. All right, let's see. All right, you guys. Thank everybody for staying on. For the people who did come on, for the people who will come on and watch the show. If you want to see the live video, you guys go to my Facebook and my YouTube to see this Advice Radio Show podcast on YouTube. You guys, on my Facebook page, it's Miss B Entrepreneur. You guys. Also, just go to my website at everythingbee.net, and all you guys click on one of the links and listen to